As you were.
When we started the project, we obviously played or replayed the original Gothic games to have kind of like a fresh memory. Because I mean, in your head, you always have a better version like kept than it actually was. Every team member of the art team got like an art book of Gothic 3, which was the most complete documentation of a type of Gothic game in terms of art. So that was also a good reference point with a lot of the designs and art that we could always go back to.
Another thing that I love of the original games in terms of art, it's how easy it was for them to create memorable characters and memorable landmarks.
First level that in which we were working back in the days was the ancient monastery. In the original game was like was a pretty empty space, and we tried to give it a twist in order to make it more interesting, and I think that after a few iterations we got it. And the other one that was a very challenging task was the Sleeper Temple, a very big temple with a lot of spaces, rooms, shrines.
Estoy especialmente orgullosa de cómo quedó la Torre Shardas y que creo que fue bastante complicado también llevárnoslo a nuestro terreno. Creo que es bastante especial cómo ha quedado y que siempre recordaré pues, todo el proceso que hemos hecho para llegar a unas referencias nuevas, interesantes, a interpretar todo el original, añadir más contenido a todo ese escenario, esa zona, y creo que está muy chulo.
I'm sure we all come up with a very big list of pretty memorable places we want to visit again and we recognize. And the same with characters. I mean, you have Diego, Gorn, Shardas, Raven, Gomez. I mean, there's a very pretty big list of memorable people.
Our main inspiration was obviously the visuals of the old one, because there was a lot of fine detail in there, although it was just 512 by 512. Or even lower. So we tried to extract that and read that. So we categorized the characters in tier A, tier B, and tier C. So tier A is like the full-on like main story NPCs that are like super critical for the main stories that you interact with a lot. And for us, it was also very important that every phase need to be unique and like also feature a certain level of detail.
When you have some original material, I mean, you have like a starting point, but that means that you need to get creative in doing something new and adapting it to something that feels more real. So I'd say like it was really fun having the original and also seeing what the fans had interpreted this character to look like through the years. You know, we looked at a lot of fan art and a lot of cosplays and everything to redesign these characters.
When we talked with Alkimia Interactive team, there was a need for around 60 story important characters. Besides that, there was also a need for a couple of hundred unique NPC characters. That was a major challenge to create that number of characters within a time and budget constraints. To address this, we created our own tool called Maestro, which allows us to mix and match faces, armor items, wardrobe items, hairs, textures, anything.
I mean, we did all the tier A characters pretty early. The other characters got assembled pretty late in the development, and then we realized, okay, we need certain additional features for making characters more unique. So for example, the characters in the Storm Camp, they all have unique tattoos. We worked with a professional tattoo artist to come up with a clear visual language and also what sort of meaning these tattoos could bring. We really tried to emphasize tiny details.
We were getting concept images, 2D concept images from Alkimia Interactive with detailed description of the characters, and from there we created 3D models and rigs for those characters. A big focus of ours was to create those characters to be super optimized. So we ended up creating a system for Unreal Engine that provides twice the FPS than traditional engine evaluation. In short, players will have more FPS.
Y luego cuando empezamos con los humanos, las faciales de los humanos sí que los externalizamos en una empresa de outsourcing con G21 y nosotros hacemos como todo el rig corporal y luego agregamos todo el rig facial. Entonces, para combinar y hacer todos los diferentes tipos de personajes, pues utilizamos un programa que se llama Mutable, que está un poco en desarrollo, entonces pues bueno, es un reto de ir aprendiendo y evolucionando con el programa, pero este nos ayuda a poder hacer cualquier cambio de ropa y de cabeza que queramos en tiempo real.
I think the most difficult character and the one where we iterated on the most was Diego, because he is also the character you meet at the very first thing, and I think he a very beloved character by the fans. So we did a lot of like back and forth and iterations over iterations, and then just by luck we actually were able to come up with the perfect concept art where everybody was like, okay, this is it. Let's just try to build it out. And I mean, fortunately enough, our partner studio, Gate 21, did an amazing job of converting that concept into 3D, and that's how you end up with the Diego as he is.
Could you improve my armor? For the right price, sure.
Armor system we have in Gothic Remake, we are going out from levels of armor like the light, the medium, and the heavy, and what we are aiming for is for customization for the player. So the idea is you get the armor for your camp and you can improve it, but not just in a visual way, also giving your different defense for different elements. So for example, you can be a rogue and go to talk with Wolf and ask him to, okay, let's improve this armor or change the visuals to have this kind of scarf or wolf fur. But it's not just also a visual things, also give you more for example, point defense for arrows, or more falling defense for move quickly for the war.
In the original, it was like every guild had like 2 or 3 armors that were always the same. And we felt like, you know, you meet a handful of shadows, a handful of guards. And it would be kind of cool if every armor has some slight difference in there. So we kind of like added some variation in there. And via that system, we actually were like, well, why not expose it to the player?
Bueno, por ejemplo, he trabajado de muchos personajes, los de toda la ropa del Old Camp, por ejemplo, me encargué yo básicamente y creo que al final quedó bastante resultón. Los Shadows, por ejemplo, me gusta muchísimo cómo quedaron, aunque hubo mucha dificultad entre pues, convertir algo tan icónico del original en algo nuevo.
I'm Nico, I'm a programmer at Alkimia. And yeah, I'm mostly doing conversation camera stuff. We have a bunch of different presets. Those are basically the shots of the camera. We have different kinds of checks, like we have a big list of all possible presets. So the camera isn't like bugging into a wall or into another character, for example. There are a bunch of different checks. The camera knows, like we make a raycast into the wall. Is there something? There can't be anything in the way. When you think about what could influence the light, of course, like the daytime. Like, is it night, is it day? Big difference. Are you inside a building? Are you outside? Are you like right next holding a torch in the night, or are you without a torch? Of course, it's like a big difference too. For the more important ones, we don't use any randomness. Everything is fully planned. So the designers can like drag the camera where they want, to the lighting where they want, and like press a button so to export it. But they can, in the tool we have, for example, there's like one important conversation, and they can say this line, this one specifically should have this shot.
In the third card team, we try to give it more soul to the game. We try to make it more alive, more dynamic. The creatures feel more alive when they interact with the environment. Also, we take care of the climate changes, such as in the swamp camp, there are this fog environment, feeling the environment so reactive towards what is going on, and to see that the creatures actually live in their own and interact with the system.
The fans, they only have seen the tip of the iceberg of everything we have ready for them. In other words, the color, the intensity of the sun, the cloud cover, the rain, the chances of a storm breaking out, the varying intensity of rainfall, the waves growing stronger during storms, lighting striking the sky and illuminating the night, or even the fog lingering after a storm. So many factors affect the lighting and the overall look of the game that controlling them while staying true to our artistic direction, you know, the Baroque, has been a major challenge.
Departamento de animación siempre hemos querido mantener la esencia del juego original. Entonces, para nosotros este ha sido realmente un objetivo y hemos tenido que ir con mucho cuidado de hacer animaciones adaptadas a los tiempos de ahora, que son más realistas probablemente, pero manteniendo la esencia del original.
Main challenges, I think, of the game basically is to make the movement so responsive and connect the responsiveness of the player wants. And this is the kind of things that animation programming is really important, because you want them to give the sensation that they have full control of the actions and also do cool stuff. And for example, some technology that we are using right now, that is motion matching. Using motion matching basically allows us to have a huge amount of animations and blend between all of them, and that will give us more natural transitions between all of them.
En humanos, por ejemplo, estamos usando más el estilo de animación con traje de captura de movimiento, concretamente con un sistema que se llama Sense, y realmente estamos consiguiendo resultados muy interesantes, pero con las criaturas, en cambio, hacemos más animación post-to-pose, y eso también nos permite un poco más innovar y salirnos un poco más de lo que es la realidad, ¿no? Y entonces, cada uno de ellos tiene su gracia.
El tema de animación, claro, estás creando vida, entonces es muy guay cuando ves personajes que se están moviendo con la personalidad que tú querías, que están haciendo todos los movimientos que querías que hiciera, y verlo, ¿no? En el juego, como en este caso en el juego, en el environment, cómo recorre los lugares. Y no solo los personajes, ¿no? Todas las criaturas, todo lo que tenga vida es especial.
Realmente me está gustando mucho cómo estamos llevando las cinemáticas, creo que están quedando muy interesantes, porque es un momento en que en el animador en el videojuego tenemos que hacer animaciones muy específicas, ¿no? De un tiempo muy concreto y unas acciones muy concretas, con un tiempo muy justo. En cambio, las cinemáticas nos permiten al animador explayarnos más y hacer animaciones un poco más libres y a veces más épicos e innumerables.
It's clear that they are a very vocal community. I think we are taking some decisions to get closer and closer to the way they see the game and the way we actually see the game. And this attitude of listening to the fans and trying to understand what they were trying to say, as with their criticism, it's something that we always apply to the art team as well.
PlayStation.